How you doing? I'm Mandel Pettis. I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm from Riverhead. It's another part of Long Island where we keep it funky. It was there where I started fishing. My grandmother taught me how to fish at an early age. Actually, I was 7 years old, and she taught me. I had a can with some string on it, and that right there was actually the start of my passion for fishing. No one knew at that young of age that it would become this point in time where I would be such a skilled angler. I thank God every day for my grandmother, her showing me and taking me out to fish. I didn't have a father around, so her taking me in the outdoors was like therapy. I grew up in an area where it was real bad in New York, and you needed a out, and going to visit my grandmother was the out, and her teaching me the outdoors was definitely an in for me. Growing up, I grew up fishing a lot of river systems. Learning. I would fish after school, before school, and it was just a passion that I could not get away from. Growing up, a lot of my friends, took a lot of bad routes, but the lake is what kept pulling me back and kept me out of trouble. And that's why, I think that my success now is basically due to me going out and having that. When I'm fishing, man, I'm real extreme. I put my craft to work. I specialize in bass fishing, but here on Long Island, we have saltwater, we have fly fishing, we have all of that. So I'm skilled in every aspect of fishing. There isn't any way that I haven't fished except for noodling. Am I scared of noodling with a hand and a catfish? No, I'm not, because I lived in Tampa, where I was around a lot of gators, and I used to fish around gators all the time and catch gators and jump in the water on top of gators. So noodling, I'm not scared of it. I just haven't tried it yet. Am I willing to try it? Yeah, I'm willing to try anything. Like I said, not only am I an enthusiast of bass fishing, I'm also an extreme angler. I'll do whatever it takes to catch a fish. That's how my passion is. That's how hard I go. One motto that I live by is the water is my stadium, the bass is my audience. That right there is me. I don't have an arena. I don't got a wicked jump shot. I can't run touchdowns through 300-pound dudes. But I tell you what I can do. I can take that bait casting reel and make it work like Jesus' staff. I know that. So one reason that I would be a great contestant on the Top Angler, Top Hooker is I'm extreme. I mean, I do things other contestants won't do. I say things other contestants won't say. I ball hard when it comes to fishing, every aspect. I bring excitement. I bring character. I bring energy. I'm always 150% energy all the time. Even at work. My boss tells me, man, you know what? You're an energetic dude. And I'm like, yeah, that's why you hire me. My profession, I work for a company called GNS. We install security surveillance cameras. I love my job, but I love fishing more. And, right now I'm fishing the Walmart BFL Tour. I'm fishing the Bassmaster Weekend Series. Right now I'm 23 on the polls. They're only accepting the top 40 for the regionals. So I'm going hard. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to make it, Next year I'm trying to fish full time. I took on a bunch of sponsors this year. as far as January 1st is my first time, accepting sponsors and going after, my goals. And as you can see, my shirt represents me well. So this is the first year where I actually went out and acquired sponsors and to help me, pursue my career in a passion that I love the most, and that's fishing. Like I said, fishing is my life. Fishing is what I was born to do. I don't know why it comes so easy for me. Like I said, I'm blessed with that gift, and I'm thankful. Every morning I wake up, I piss excellence. That's just what I live by. Perfection. And being on top hooker and winning that grand prize of 30 grand in a brand new truck. The truck can help me next year pulling my boat, and the 30 grand will help me with entry fees, for those bigger tournaments, fishing against, the best anglers in my field. I like to fish against the best because anything else is just not so glorified, If I'm fishing against somebody that's below me, I don't take no satisfaction in that. I want to fish against the best guy. I want to fish against the best women. I want to fish against people that have stature, That way I can take that statue from them and build me up. What else can I say? Techniques that I love the most would be crankbaiting and jig fishing. I'm a power fisherman, so I go after the big bites. I don't mess with the little guys. I go after the big bites. I want to win. I only got one goal in mind when I'm on the lake, and that's to win. I only see first place. Second place, nobody remembers second place. But everybody remembers first place. I'll tell you that. So, top hooker, when it was approached, when it was approached to me, I said, wow, a show on fishing, huh? So I can do that. And I had to think about, what could I bring to the show? And my buddies was like, Mendel, you got all of that. And I was like, I do got all of that, man. I was like, I do got all of that. I got character. It's one thing in the world that's hard to come by, and that's character. People that stand out all over, anywhere. I stand out wherever I go. I don't care what it is. People remember me. People want to meet me. This year was the first year where I went on, fishing expo. I did fishing expos for my sponsors, and I was really amazed how people were there and wanted my autograph, and I didn't even fish a tournament yet, But me being, a person of color, I knew I stood out, because then there's not a lot of anglers that, are on that high realm, of my color, in that business. So I knew at the end of the day, these people would remember me. And, I got a kick of, signing autographs for kids and things of that nature, And that's one thing, I try to focus on is, people who take a kid fishing. Because if I didn't have nobody to take me fishing, I would not be here. I would not be here in front of this camera. I wouldn't be here talking to you, So I really like taking kids fishing and, introducing them to the sport and letting them catch a fish, That right there is a goal for me, And, as a kid growing up, my Bible was Bass Pro Shops. I knew the catalog from front to back. Neither was it freshwater, saltwater, whatever. I knew the catalog from front to back. I carried that Bible around me all the time in my book bag, going to school, in my car. So Bass Pro Shops has been, actually a teaching tool of learning different products. And, I really specialize on learning the products, because if you know your product and you know what it does, you can do anything, You can catch anything. You just know the product. You know, I don't care, you know, where you fish. A fish is a fish is a fish. They gotta eat. So if you study that and you know study your fish species, you can catch anything. You know, look at me. I've done it. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, I think we should all try to focus on, you know, introducing fishing to kids and people who haven't tried it yet. Like I said, if I didn't have the person to take me fishing, my grandmother, I wouldn't be here. You know? So, you know, getting back to the whole moral top hooker, yeah, I will be that #1 contestant on top hooker. You can believe that. Because I do go hard. I do ball hard. You know? The water is my stadium. The bass is my audience. You know, listen to them roar. So, that right there, it keeps me focused every day. You know? I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be the best contestant top hookers that has ever seen. I can guarantee you that. You know? Not only am I bringing me, I'm bringing 100% New York energy to the table. New York compassion. You know? Us as New Yorkers, we go hard in the paint. So, give me the top hooker and find out what Mandelo's all about. Find out how Mandel balls hard when it comes to fishing. Find out how extreme Mandel can be when it comes to fishing. And watch you hand me those keys to that truck. Yeah, that would be lovely. But it will happen. Believe that. Other things that, you know, I can get into is, you know, I love bass boats. Bass boats and me are, it's like my dream owning a bass boat. You know, because I know once I have that boat in my hands and I'm behind the wheel, it'll take me to new limits, you know, gaining more exposure, gaining more sponsors, and, you know, it'll help me do my job. So that 30 grand winning on top hooker would definitely go towards the boat. But that new truck would look real pretty pulling it. So, you know, I'm Mandel Pettis, age 39, Long Island, New York. The bass is my audience. The lake is my stadium. The bass is my audience. Let's go. Let's go hard, man.